I think, with this awakening that's going on now, with us having just entered recently, the first higher age. We moved from the Kali Yuga to the Dwapara Yuga, from the Iron Age to the Bronze Age, about 300 years ago. And I think we're to a point where people are finally feeling a higher vibrational energy and are looking to find ways to express what they're feeling, to give love and to receive love. And it's no coincidence. I've been giving this some thought, and I really think being able to love ourselves, love each other, learning acceptance and unconditional love will be our next great leap in evolution, if we're up for the challenge. From personal experience, it's not an easy thing to open your heart. For most of us, our hearts have been blocked, stepped on, broken. You use whatever terms you want to use. We've been traumatized as children, as young children, largely from unconscious parents, from an unconscious society. We get stuck in a lower energy of fight and flight, stress, to where we're just in constant survival mode. And that's not conducive to expressing love and acceptance. But to get back to my belief that it's going to be our next great leap in evolution, if we're up for it. It doesn't necessarily need to happen. This is what I call conscious evolution. We need to choose to work on ourselves. But just look at it. What does this world need? I mean, to use a cliche, the world needs is love, sweet love. We really need to learn to place others first, to realize that when we love another, we love ourselves, and when we love ourselves, we love another, because when we get to a higher dimension, it's all one. It's all one being. And we need to come on to that. I mean, to bring our heart online, if you will. It just might save us. We're doing some real damage to the earth, to other species, and to ourselves. And there has to be some sort of breakthrough where we say enough and do the work, personally and collectively, to get past this, open our capacity to love, to give and receive love. I say, if we look at it from just a purely evolutional, physical evolution, social evolution, surely no woo-woo, no spirituality involved in it, we can see that this is the case. Okay, let me explain. Let's use the word, more primitive animal, such as a fish. Fish is a good place to start. Fish are a good place to start because they have their vertebrae. They have a backbone, a central nervous system, and a brain, just like we do. And all of us are fractals of source. And we express and feel source energy moving through us at the level we can. largely based on the size of our brain and the complexity of our nervous system. So fish compared to humans are fairly primitive, okay? They pretty much swim, eat, and make little fish. Along the chain of evolution, we evolved from fish. Physically, fish moved out of the water. I don't know. There was a additional food to be found, what their motivation at the time was for learning to move out of the water and breathe air, becoming amphibians that could live both in water and on land. Amphibians evolved to reptiles. So you have fish, quantum leap into amphibians, quantum leap into reptiles. Physically different, very different. Fish breathe through gills and live in water. Reptiles breathe through lungs and live on land and sometimes in water. But behaviorally and socially, they're both very similar. There's not a lot of difference between a shark and an alligator. They're primarily in what we would call our parasympathetic nervous system. They can fight, flight, feed, and breed. They walk, they swim, they eat, and they make little ones, and that's all they do. Our connection to source, to the spirit world, all connections to source and to the spirit world, come from our body's energy centers. Fish, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, human beings, we all have energy centers that link us to the spirit world along our spine, along our our brain and our central nervous system through our backbones. They're called our chakras. If you don't know what chakras are centers of energy that hold a specific vibration. They each have a specific purpose, and each expresses a specific life force. Basically, they're the doorways between the material and the spiritual world. Spirit can communicate through us, through our chakras or energy centers, and we can communicate with spirit. Humans have 7. As far as I know, I'm not an expert in animal spirituality, but as far as I know, from fish on up through human beings, all have 7 chakras. The difference is which of these 7 are online for each species, being that fish, amphibians, and reptiles don't do much besides feed, breed, fight, or flight. Only their base chakra, the lowest chakra, is online. They have the blueprint for all 7 chakras to open up, and they're there. But in the lower, the more primitive animals, only the base chakra is open. That's just the pure survival energy and instinct. If you've ever watched a kimono dragon or something, I mean, all they are is they walk around and they see. There's a lot of videos online about kimono dragons. They're kind of scary. They'll be walking along, they'll see a baby goat, and they'll just gobble it up. They'll see someone's puppy dog, and they'll just gobble it up, and they have no empathy for that, no remorse, no, man, maybe I shouldn't have done that. That was someone's pet. None. It's just purely survival, eating, sleeping, and reproduction. That's all they do. So they're very much in their second chakra. follow the chain of evolution up to the next level. What is it? We went from reptiles into mammals, into very, very primitive mammals that evolved from very small animals into larger animals, into primates, and eventually into humans. The difference between mammals and reptiles are reptiles are cold-blooded. They have to get their heat from the sun or from another source. Most lay eggs, and they don't care for their young. Mammals are warm-blooded. We can generate our own heat. We give birth to live young, and we care for those young. So, correspondingly, the next level chakra, the sacral chakra in humans, is open in mammals. We not only have a base chakra. Think of the base chakra of just being an I exist. Its color is red, the lowest frequency of color. The next chakra is orange, the solar plexus chakra. The base chakra is at like the base of your spine, the bone you sit on, and the sacral chakra is up about the level of your pelvis. Think of it as like this. The sacral chakra says, I feel. It's our connection. Yes, it involves sexuality and reproduction, but not just the mechanics. It's the connection mammals have with each other. Even your dogs, your cats, herd animals, pack animals, they bond with each other. They have a connection. They care for their young. If you've ever had multiple, say, dogs or horses, and one of them dies, they're capable of grieving. They feel. They have emotions. Where the lower, I should say, more primitive animals, like fish, amphibians, reptiles, don't. They have no emotions, they have no empathy, no compassion. They're incapable of feeling any sort of bond or love that mammals, pack animals, herd animals do. Go on up the scale of evolution to get to human beings. Somewhere between 70 and 100,000 years ago, we moved out of the pack, tribe, herd mentality, and we acquired a sense of individualization, of being our own person, of being separate and distinct from the tribe, from each other, from the earth, and from source. That time, our solar plexus chakra, yellow, came online. Our solar plexus chakra it expresses our will to power, our free will, our drive and desire to do what we want. And you might be saying, hey, what does that even mean? My cat has free will. He does whatever he wants. And this is my definition. I've never heard anyone else use it. True free will comes when you can do something that's not in your or your species' best interest. And humans can certainly do that. So the next level up is that individuation, the sense of self being separate. As far as we know, Homo sapiens, humans were the only species that has that next level. And it brings about the ego, the sense of self-will, and the sense of selfishness, caring for yourself over others. It's what really has put us in the situation we're in, where, if we don't do something, if we don't move past this level, we're threatening other species, the earth, and certainly our own species with extinction. So, opening up that heart chakra. The heart chakra sits in the middle of your chest. It's green. And it's the next level up. Most people now, our base chakra, our sacral chakra, and our solar plexus chakra, they're online. They're fully online. We all live in our lower three chakras. Sometimes we feel the heart, but like I say, most of us, due to being raised in just a purely unconscious society, end up blocking it. I know it's something I can almost feel my heart block. When you start working on it, you'll feel like, just allow yourself to feel, and if your heart's not fully online, you'll feel where that blockage is. When you say, my heart chakra, and you feel the difference, where a lot of times we go through life, and because of the way we live, we need to close down our heart chakra to protect ourselves. So that next step in evolution, where we need to consciously choose to open our hearts, to love ourselves and each other, to behave as one, now that we've achieved our sense of self-identity. We need to go and reunite with our tribes, with the earth, with source. We need to consciously do this. It's our next leap. It's our next level up in evolution. Posted a video. My last video I posted was about Dr. David Hawkins' scale of consciousness, and Dr. Hawkins places love at 500 on a scale of 1,000, about halfway up to enlightenment. If we can do this, if we can move up to that next level of love, it will change our society. What I understand, opening the heart, opening this chakra, the center chakra, we have 3 below the heart and 3 above the heart. The ones above are more spiritual, and the ones below are more physical. Is it unites our physical with the spiritual. Opening up your heart will refine your other chakras, your other energies, will pull them out of the pure material realm and into the spiritual realm. It's our next step, folks. It's our next step, moving up from just being an animal body, a materialist, into first step into the angelic body, into a higher realm, into a wider universe, is opening up our hearts. I mean, I just got a feeling when I said that, like, yeah, my heart really came online saying that. It's like, we need to do this. We need to get past ourselves, get past the pain of doing this. Most people don't do the work on their heart because it's painful. It hurts when you really start to get through to your shadow self, your traumas, where you're just stuck in your heart, where you can't open it. It's painful, but it's something that needs to be done, and it needs to be done consciously. I think all our leaps in evolution, from going from fish to amphibians to reptiles to mammals, to primates to hominids to humans have been somewhat unconscious. We didn't really plan to open our solar plexus chakras, give the sense of self that's separate from the tribe or the earth. It just kind of came when we opened up our solar plexus, our neocortex activated, and it brought all kinds of things that made us human. It made us artists and poets and philosophers and engineers and astronomers and musicians and all these wonderful things we have that more primitive animals don't have. And just think where we can go if we loved ourselves and we loved the earth and we loved each other, when we knew we were connected at our heart and we knew that we're connected to source. Think what all these precious gifts we have. Language, dance, drama, when we can build wonderful things. I mean, look what we've created. All those things that are kind of destroying the climate and the earth, they're all wonderful, used correctly, not overused, used in proper proportion. And we can only get there when we see ourselves as another as self, and know for a fact that what we do to another, we do to ourselves, because it's all one.